Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with It's the Insecure review. Y'all, we back at it, season 3. Y'all, I can tell you right off the bat, Issa and Molly are gonna run our nerves bad this season. I can already tell. I'm thinking to myself, like, how can you love a character and they get on your fucking nerves so much? If we didn't already get a forewarning of what's to come for this season, child, I know something. But I'm glad that the show is back. Love Issa Rae and all that she's been able to do. So, yeah, you guys, we back at it once again. Let's get to it, shall we? I'm happy. Alright, so the show opens with a ceiling shot of, I'm assuming it's Daniel, and he's having sex. And of course, I'm thinking that that's Issa up underneath him. I was like, well, girl, it didn't take you that long, did it? Damn, didn't you just move in? Didn't you just have those flashbacks with Lawrence? Aw, rest in peace to Lawrence. Moment of silence. He ain't dead, y'all. He just gone. Anyway, we find out that no, that is not Issa up underneath him. Okay, that is another one of his girls, and I guess Daniel and Issa got some sort of understanding. I was like, girl, really, you up in that room while you fuck us up? Oh, okay. She got that look on her face like this some bullshit, you know. So in order to get her mind off of what's going on in that room, she pick up her keys because she gets a call. She is a Lyft driver on her spare time. Looks like she has a lot of that. And while Lisa goes to pick up her Lyft passenger, okay, the motherfucker get in the seat, and as soon as he sit down, he throw up. I was like, see, that's exactly why I could never do that. Okay, I just heard on the radio today the 2 chicks had been carjacked the damn Uber driver, choked her out, and took the car and vandalized the car. I was like, see, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Now jumping over to Molly, we see her on the beach, tropical, somewhere, okay, enjoying herself. Some man brings her a drink. I'm also assuming that this is one of her mini conquests. She was like, dang, I can't believe that it's almost time for me to go. And he was like, well, it ain't got to end here. I'm going to be in LA in a couple of weeks. And she was like, boy, you got your visa? And he was like, no, I'm from Cincinnati. Girl, you about to pick up another one. That Molly keeps one in the chamber at all times. Now, the next morning, Issa is in her full awkward girl mode. She bumps into Daniel. You know, they crossing paths, and she's on her way to work, and Daniel is, I guess, just getting up, and she don't know what else to say other than, did you know old girl from the other day? And he was just like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay. Now, we also see that Issa still works at We Got Y'all. It seems like it's become a little bit of a dead-end job for her. I was like, now, when did she get put on calls? One of her co-workers brings her this call list, and she needs to cold call some parents. There's some people scratched out, and you know, she was like, what's this about? And the girl give her some explanation. Oh, those people, you know, don't worry about those or whatever. But main thing, first things first, is you need to call these people. The co-worker, damn, what is her name? You guys know at the beginning of the season, I don't be remembering everybody's name. I couldn't even remember Molly's name when it first came on. I kept on saying, what is her name? Child, that old brain is sneak up on you. Anyway, the new one that was promoted, you know, she comes up to Issa, and, you know, there's growing pains there. People got to get used to the fact that their co-worker is now their boss. Issa asked her, well, have you talked to the big boss about, you know, me being able to get back out into the field? And then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, she did get in trouble. Remind me, you guys. Why is she now on telephone calls? That's got to be the worst fucking job. I used to do that when I was in reservationist for United Airlines. I was like, never again will I fucking ever do phones. Okay, anyway, back on track here. Her co-worker was like, yeah, you know, I don't want to rock the boat just yet. I haven't said anything. I was like, trying to keep a good girl down, huh? We all can remember that they was really trying to go for the same job. Now all of a sudden you don't want Issa to be out in the field? Why is that? Now jumping over to Daniel, he's in the studio. You guys remember he does music, right? And he is there with his boy, all right? And they are listening to some old whack-ass artist in the damn studio booth. She in there working that. I didn't even remember what the name of the damn song was, but child, she is doing the same shit over and over and over. You know, kind of like the music we hear today. Did you guys know that was Don Richards of Danity Kane fame? I was just like, child, now you know it's a fucking shame. When we don't even hardly recognize you, I would have never ever known that was her if I hadn't seen it on Instagram yesterday. I mean, no connection to her face, her old face, to this new whatever the hell. I mean, she don't look bad, but I was just like, her face is completely different. It was the craziest thing. Anyway, she was the whack ass artist that was in the studio. Daniel was looking at his friend like, this is what the hell you bringing me? She come out the booth like, you like what I'm doing with these loud ass, you know, patent leather pants, you know, it's like squish, 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 squish. Daniel was like, I ain't never heard nothing like it. It was the most random scene, but that shit was funny. Now, Issa picks up Molly from the airport. She's back from her tropical vacation. And Issa glad to see her girl. When Molly gets in the car, she was like, ugh, it smells like throw up in here. Yeah, well, you know, the other night. When Molly gets in the car, she was like, ugh, it smells like throw up in here. Well, you know how that goes. The pitfalls of being a Lyft and Uber driver. So, you know, Issa's getting her girl Molly caught up on the shit that's going on. She's stressed out from her job. And Molly was like, I don't know why you keep on staying there. And she was like, excuse me, not all of us have, you know, opportunities to be quitting our jobs all willy-nilly and traveling and going from place to place to place. Molly was like, okay, girl. She see her girl is up, you know, is a little bit uptight. She says, well, I tried to bring you back a man, but since I couldn't do that, you know, I got this for you. Got a little gift from her. She said, for your dry ass pussy. Issa was like, see, that's why I ain't gonna tell you nothing. They have such good chemistry together. I mean, you would really believe that they were best friends in real life. So they go to have breakfast, brunch, and she tells Molly how Daniel is fucking other girls. I mean, pretty much in her face. Molly was like, girl, what? Okay, you know, how about you just come live with me? And she was like, absolutely not. Remember when I lived with you in 2005? Evidently, Molly must have wilded out about some damn broken vase. Okay, she strikes me as the person who is very particular about the shit that's in her house. So you know what, girl? We gonna be friends. I don't need to be there. While they talking, Molly gets a call and it's Dro. And of course, she ignores the call. But I was just like, girl, you still fucking around with him. Issa sees who it was, though. And you know how you do your friends when you want them to see you giving them the side eye, but you don't want to let them see you giving them the side eye. So she kind of just minded her own business, eating her food. Molly was like, girl, I ain't even on that. My Chicago nigga, Bloop, got rid of him. Okay, my LA nigga, you know, Bloop, got rid of him too. Okay, this new nigga, you know, he trying to come around, Bloop, got rid of him. And Issa was like, damn, Bloop, blam, bloom. You got all of them like that, huh? Well, girl, I ain't gonna say nothing. That's your life. You grown. I don't even feel like I can. I mean, really, I feel like I gotta tiptoe around everything. And Molly was like, you ain't gotta do that. She was just like, okay, well, you know, when you gonna know better and do better and drop fucking Dro? And she was like, girl, he ain't nothing more than a fuck buddy. I ain't doing that no more. Okay, his life revolves around him, his wife, and yeah, no, it's too much. Okay, but like I said, Issa and her both know it's bullshit. Now, Daniel goes over to his sister's house. She's braiding her little girl's hair in front of the TV, and when he comes in, she was just like, hey, I'm gonna need you to watch the kid tomorrow because I gotta be on set. She's gonna be doing hair. And he was like, okay, that's fine, but are you gonna be okay with, you know, I got both Vanessa and Issa there? She was just sort of like, you got them both there? He was like, Issa not tripping. And she was just like, oh, she not. But she came to your place when really she could have probably gone to any of her other girlfriends. But she comes to your place, Daniel? You don't see nothing kind of strange about that? No, he did not. But now I guess maybe he got something to think about. He still feel like she putting 20 on 10. But she was just like, fine, Daniel, whatever you say. I'm out of it. I'm just a woman. Shit, I know how these things go. But you say you got it on lock and everything is okay. If you like it, I love it. So who's going to be watching Jada tomorrow? Vanessa or Issa? Well, back at Daniel's place, he's listening to music, you know, with his headphones, and Issa's there. She's just kind of looking at him, and when he realizes that she's there, he was like, join me for a drink. She pours her a little bit of a drink, and he was like, okay, just let me let you hear this. Okay, this is music he's working on. And she was just like, oh, okay, that's dope. You got live instruments? And he was just like, yeah, how could you tell? And she was like, I be paying attention. And he says, oh, so you observing, huh? Okay, well, close your eyes. She does that, and he says, so what color shirt do I have on? She was like, striped? No, wrong. Okay. But I guess as he was feeling himself with the little nip of drink there, you know, he comes in to kiss her, and she was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. This ain't what we doing. And he was like, what you mean? And she was like, I'm not here for that. And he says, you know what, Issa, I'm confused. You dropping hints about me fucking other girls and everything. Like, what are you thinking? And she was just like, I don't really care what you do. And he says, okay, so why did you come here? And she was just like, well, I mean, you know, because you was close to my job and, you know, it was going to be convenient and everything. He was like, ain't this about a bitch? Issa's whole thing is you fuck whoever you want to fuck. Just give me a heads up. Don't nobody feel like being in the other room while you blowing the back out of some random bitch. So just let me know. A heads up, please. And he says, oh, okay. I was like, ooh, Issa. Now, why you tell that man that when you know that ain't how you feel? But shit, I don't even think Issa really knows how she feels. Why can't she just be by herself? Is she that broke that she can't live on her own? I'm so confused about Issa's living situation. I mean, it is very expensive to live in LA, so, I mean, I get it. But, Daniel, girl... Now, if that didn't get on your nerves enough, okay, we see Molly, and she's being overtaken on the kitchen counter by Dro. Okay, he got his face in a place, and child, she just can't stop it. It just feels so good. I said, girl, I know that face in a place do feel good. But it's Dro of all people. He is not even sexy. Okay. I guess so much for knowing better and doing better. Now, they spare us the sex scene, but afterwards, they in bed. It's, you know, she's post-coital, laid up on his chest in the fantasy, but of course she's catapulted back to reality when his phone rings and it is his wife. He answers it, of course, and you know, he tells her he's still out, and that bothers Molly. Molly, what the fuck do you think? Now, the man done told you exactly what it is. You don't want to keep going back and forth. I mean, I know the DICK could be good, all right, it could be great, okay, that shit might be real hard to leave alone, but if you gonna keep putting yourself through all these feelings and emotions, just quit fucking him. Girl. So Molly says, look, we need to decide what we are. Now, we done had this conversation a whole bunch of times. So why are you doing it again, Molly? We need to decide what we gonna be. Are we gonna be fuck buddies, or are we gonna just leave each other alone and be friends? Well, you know you can't be this man's friend without fucking him. He was like, well, what do we do now, Molly? What's the problem? And she said, we fuck. And that's how we need to leave it, okay? You don't spend the night, okay? You don't make pancakes the next morning. And he was like, oh, but my pancakes are so good. She was like, nigga. So she just looking at him, and he was like, oh, you mean like we starting now? Yes, now. Please leave. Now back to Issa at work. She's doing calls. Her curious mind wants to know exactly what's what with these crossed out numbers. So she starts to call them. When she calls them, she starts getting complaint after what we can believe are black parents that are unhappy with the program, okay? They got white people working there. They sending white people out to the schools that can't connect with the kids. They have a whole laundry list of the reasons why the program is not working. So, of course, Issa was like, oh, this is probably something her boss would want to know, right? Wrong. Child, she gonna tell the big boss, and the big boss was like, well, who the fuck told you to call them numbers in the first place? See, that's the whole thing. You always overstepping. And Issa was like, well, I thought that you would want to know. No. If I wanted to know, I would have asked you to call them. You guys know that there's always been this very thin line with racial issues with this job and Issa, and, you know, we got y'all and everything. And I'm just like, girl, it is time to go. I know you can't just quit, but baby, line you up something else and get the fuck up out of there, because that job is going to be detrimental to your mental in a minute. So after she get chastised and sent away by the big boss, to make shit worse, she get a text message from Daniel and it says heads up. She sends him a text back like thanks. I said, po Issa. Now, Molly on this new rules that she set with Dro, it doesn't seem to be sticking, because he calls her while she's getting her feet done. She look at the phone like, didn't I just tell him? Well, Dro was calling in as a friend, I guess. He wants to know how her negotiations went. She was like, negotiations went perfectly. You know, they agreed to everything I wanted. But remember when I told you don't call me? And he was like, well, I'm calling as a friend. You know, let's go celebrate as a friend. You want to go to El Cholo's? He's pushing for her to meet him at El Cholo's at 9 o'clock. And she tells him, okay, I'll meet you there. I said, Molly, why are you so weak for him? He is whack. So while she's trying to get ready that evening, you know, Issa calls her and she was just like, hey, girl, I got to kill some time before I go home. You know, I got the heads up. So how about you ride around with me on my lift duties? And she was just like, okay, I got until 9 o'clock. And she was like, okay, good, because I'm outside. Holly was like, hey, this bitch. So she goes and gets in the car with Issa. And she was like, yeah, you know, we going to go do lifting. So they drive around. The first stop they make is two black girls getting in, and the black girls is about to get out and turn up and everything. They a whole bunch of fun. Issa, the consummate Lyft driver, she offers them Capri Suns. They was like, oh shit, girl, we can get used to this. She takes them on to their location, and then, she even sees on her app that they gave her 5 stars. While she looking at her phone, she texts Daniel and was like, okay, what's the word? Daniel never responds, okay? She gets the next Lyft call. It's from a guy named Nathan. Okay, Nathan gets in the car, and he's a cutie. I was like, girl, y'all dropping the ball. You needed to been trying to be real flirtatious with that one, considering you ain't got shit else going on, Issa. Nathan want to know, how long it's going to take. And, they was like, well, 30 minutes. He was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't like L.A. L.A. traffic. She was like, excuse me, we do not allow L.A. bashing around here. I said, thank you. The West Coast is the best coast, fool. Anyways, they being the hostess with the mostest. They talking to them. They having a good time on this Lyft ride. And Molly gets a text message from Dro. I'm on my way to El Cholo's. And she was just like, okay. She texts him back like, well, I'm, running late, but I'm on my way. Police are still waiting on Daniel's response, and it never comes. So we continuing on with the Lyft driving. They pick up their next passenger. So this is the Lyft, the group ride. And old boy get in, and he just like, for real LA nigga. I was like, oh. He get in there, and they was like, this is the party Lyft. Okay, yeah, we got the party Lyft. And he was like, okay, shit, if it's the party Lyft, then let's get the party started. He pull out a blunt, he about to roll him one. Molly was like, Issa, we have a situation in the back. Issa was like, sir, can you not, please? And he was just like, no, you good. So Nathan Joseph was like, the girl said, can you not do that? And he was like, what? The bitches said that it's a party. Okay, now you done called them bitches. Next thing you know, Nathan and the old boy is fighting in that back seat, and Issa and Molly up there screaming like, oh my God. Molly is telling her to pull over, and Issa was like, there's nowhere to park. She was like, bitch, pull over. They swerving down the street, and finally she pulls over. And when they pull over, that damn Nathan get out the car and take off, and they were like, wait a minute, where you going? And he was like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. I said, well, then why Nathan lead them girls with that fool? He in the car. They like, you good? No, he not good. The next morning, Issa taking her home, and you right, Daniel never responded, so she got an attitude. She walks in the door, she sees Daniel, she was like, damn, you couldn't even text back? And he was like, oh, my bad. And she was just like, look, Daniel, I know I said I don't care, but I do. And he was just like, damn, Issa, what is wrong with you? Like, you just told me that you moved here because I was close to your job. Now you telling me that you do care? Like, I'm confused. Which one is it? And she was just like, well, shit, it's both. Like, I don't know. And he was just like, see, this is what I'm talking about, you playing. Can you be serious, please? Why did you even come here? Well, I came here because I knew you would be here for me. And that she likes being around him. And, it's hard for her to have to sit around and listen to him fucking other girls. Well, why wouldn't any man know that? But I mean, men and women, we cut from different cloths. One from Venus, the other from Mars, right? But she gets through to him. That's not some shit that she wants to see or hear. Okay? And Daniel he tells her, okay. Back at Molly's house, here we go with the revolving door of Molly and Dro. When he comes over, she tells him that she wants her key back, and he was like, why? And she was like, because it's mine. And of course, Dro doesn't understand. Okay, that's always his method of defense. He doesn't understand how she feels. She said the shit is hard on me. He said it's hard on me too. And she was just like, how is it hard on you? You can be with your wife. You get to be with me when you want to. And he was just like, listen, you leave my wife out of it. And I was like, oh, see, that's exactly what you can't be with me and be protecting all hard some other woman. You need to decide what you want to do. And I was like, well, I mean, I can't be mad at him for that. Yes, Molly, you do need to decide, because don't nobody got time to be going back and forth with you every single time y'all get together. So she gets her key back, and he tells her, well, you know what, I better go. And yes, go. And then lastly, back at Daniel's house, Issa's on the couch, she's watching TV. Daniel comes in and they laughing about whatever she's watching on TV, and he's just being cordial, and so is she. It's real nice. And it seems that Daniel has taken into consideration how Issa feels. Okay, he gets a text message and he looks at her and he tells her, you got the place for the night. You're going to go blow the bitch's back out somewhere else. It's all yours, roomie. Okay, and she appreciates it. Thank you. And then when he leaves, you know what? Shit, she ain't got shit else going on in her life. Okay, she puts herself on Lyft duty. I said po Issa. Alright, rock stars, that's it. Gotta do Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and that is going to take forever. So let me get to it. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.